craft. This is my extra credit pasta project. Okay, so I start off, I went through the recipe and I went through and boxed in. There wasn't any ingredients boxed in, so I just went through and marked the recipe. And I got out my mise en place. So I have the flour here. So my ingredients: flour for the wall. This flour is for the dusting. This is for the sift. And I got out teaspoons and all measurements. I have eggs. I have 4 of them in a dish here, so I have 4. I have my salt and my olive oil, and I'm gonna start. Okay, as you saw in the first video, I was cracking the eggs. So I have my 1 egg yolk, and I have my 3 eggs. I know you can't really see it, but they're in there. Okay, I used this tool to help separate it because we have it at home, a little egg separator that I have here. So I'm gonna add it in with the rest of the eggs. Okay, now I'm gonna add my olive oil and salt. So for this, first, it says, according to the recipe, I'm gonna make sure I get this right. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons, okay. Okay, 2 tablespoons olive oil. Now, I'm gonna wash this off real quick, because connected to this is also the teaspoon, which I'm gonna use for the salt. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way so you can see. Okay. And this says 1 tablespoon salt, teaspoon, my bad. Don't wanna mix that up. There we go. 1 teaspoon. Okay. Now I'm gonna whisk all of these remaining ingredients together. Okay. I want to keep the whisk to the bottom so I don't incorporate air. Combine. Okay. Now I'm going to take my bowl of flour and I'm going to sift it little by little over my counter. Okay, I'm going to start sifting. And I don't want to put too much because I don't want to overwork it. I just want to put a little bit in, like that. Okay. Now that I've sifted my flour, okay, now I'm gonna make a little mound out of it. First, just wanna bring it a little bit closer all together. Then I wanna dig out a little crater in the middle. Make sure I incorporate all of this flour because I don't want it to not have enough. Yeah, okay, trying to make it as even as possible So I don't want too much flour on one side because like this side has a lot. So I'm gonna bring some over here, some over there. Okay. Now I have a little crater here that I can fill my egg mixture. Now I'm gonna add about 1/3 of my egg mixture in. Okay. Now I'm gonna use this fork and I'm gonna put a little bit of the inside of the wall and I'm gonna mix it inside the egg mixture because like you said in the demo, you don't want it to get clumpy by adding too much flour or putting too much egg mixture inside. Okay, once it begins to get a little tougher, that's when I'll start adding a little more. But right now I'm just gonna keep taking a little in. Okay, now it's a little bit more like a dough. So I'm gonna add in, you can see it's like a little bit like a dough here and not less of a liquid. So I'm gonna add the majority of the rest, but I'm gonna leave about like a tablespoon in here in case I need it. All right, so I put some flour on my hands to prevent the sticking. And now I'm gonna begin just kind of mixing it together. You're not kneading quite yet, but just kind of making sure I can get everything together. The flour and the egg mixture, just kind of get it together as best as possible before the kneading process actually begins. Now that I have my dough, I'm gonna begin kneading. So fold it, push it down, fold it, and twist. Push it down, fold it, and twist. Push it down, fold it, and twist. Push it down, and fold and twist. And I'm gonna repeat this for the next 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so this is the dough after I've kneaded it for about 5 to 8 minutes. And now we're gonna wrap it in plastic wrap, and then we're gonna put it in the fridge for about another hour. Okay, here's the dough with all plastic wrapped and ready to put it in the fridge. Now we're gonna let it rest, so I'm gonna pause the video. We're gonna take you back to when we're gonna start rolling it out. Okay, we're back. The dough has rested, and right now I cut it into fourths. So before we start rolling it out in our pasta roller, I'm gonna flatten this, so then because then you can't put a chunk in there. So I'm gonna flatten it, and then I'm gonna put it in the pasta roller. When I roll the pasta, I'm not gonna show you all of it, because then you just be sitting around, but I'll show you one, and then I will keep doing it. So let's get to the pasta roller. So there's this edge on my countertop that, like, where the pasta roller can sit, and my dad's gonna help me catch it, because the countertop only goes to here. Say hi, Dad.
Hello there.
Okay, now we're gonna start by feeding through the dough on the widest setting. So I'm gonna turn the notch to the widest setting. It's 0. Okay. Now we're gonna see if we can get it through here. Okay. Let's flour it before. Let's put it in without the flour. I'm gonna make sure both sides are floured. Okay. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, now this is this weird shape, so we're gonna fold it to be more rectangular. Okay, now we're gonna, after we folded it to be more rectangular, we're gonna flip it through again. Okay. Let's see. Press it down. That way you can just go through. Okay. That's my second time rolling it through, and I'm going to do it a 3-2-2, so one more time on this setting, and then we're going to switch. I'll show you at the end when it's all finished. We rolled it out doing a 3-2-2-2-1. Okay, so now that we've rolled it out, we're going to do the other fourths, and we'll show you when we've done all of them. Okay, I just rolled out my dough. I have 4 little pieces of dough, and now I'm going to begin to cut. Okay, now we're going to start cutting this. So we're going to start with our dough here, and I'm just going to put it through. We chose the wider set noodle, so it's going to go through. It's going to cut to a bunch of wide set noodles that we're going to put on our custom made drying rack because we don't actually have one. Okay, we cut the first one, so now we're going to do it through for the remaining ones. And once they're done, we're going to show you the drying rack. Yes. Okay, now here's our makeshift drying rack for the pasta to dry after we cut it. It's going to dry here for about 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to cook it. Once it dried, we portioned the pasta into little nests. And now we're going to cook. Okay, now that it's dried, we're going to start cooking. This creates a no splash so that we don't get any hot water on ourselves. We're going to do a little bit at a time so the noodles don't stick. And this is how you make pasta. Bon appetit!